I had a blast watching it. I love horror films. I'm just curious for you, how familiar were you with the 1974 original, as this is a direct sequel to that? And had you seen any of the other sequels or reboots along the way
So
too?
yeah, so I haven't really familiarized myself with any of the other ones in the franchise, just because I think they kind of just hop all over in the timeline, and like there's a lot that
Yes,
happens.
it's a
Um,
mess.
yeah, it's a lovable mess. Um, but yeah, so I watched the original when I was like way too young. I was like 11 or 12, and my dad's like, "Hey kid, this looks like a cool movie." And it irreparably traumatized me.
Hmm.
Uh, so it was really beautiful to kind of come full circle and be able to deal with that trauma firsthand.
Yeah, face it head on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I was like 16 or 17 when I saw the first one. I think I'd actually seen the remake first. So, and
Oh yeah.
I feel like for this, now that it's going to be on Netflix, it might be an entry point to the franchise for a lot of people too. Just how does that feel, knowing this could be the first one they see?
That's pretty trippy. That's not even something I'd thought about. I think it works too because maybe the original will almost act as a prequel, if people start with it. Well, I guess I would, but I'd be very interested to see how people then react to the original if they saw this one first.
Right. And I've read you are a fan of the horror genre as a whole. Just how does it feel to kind of be in the scream queen, final girl,
Yeah, I
territory?
mean, I it's very therapeutic again, like I said, and I've done a little bit of horror before, so it's really
Yeah.
nice to not um be the dead one this time. That was, a little stake up, whatever. Um yeah, but I love the genre. I definitely need to take a really long break from it. I'm so mind and body. It takes a lot out of you, but
I
it's
was
so
gonna
much
say,
fun.
just how exhausting and messy. I mean, you guys are covered in blood most of the time. Just what is that like realistically?
Yeah, I mean, probably not as bad as real blood, I would have to assume, but,
Hmm.
yeah, the fake blood is made out of this, like, glycerin stuff, so we had a lot of that, and then we had rain machines, but then when they weren't running the rain machine, sometimes they put this fake wet in our hair that, like, doesn't dry
Mm,
out, so it stayed all day. So it was a lot of, like, crunch and stick, which sounds delicious if like it was maybe a Kit Kat or something, but
yeah.
maybe for me being the human Kit Kat, I wasn't like the happiest.
Yeah, understandably.
Yeah, a lot of therapeutic showers afterwards though. It was good.
And for you, just seeing Leatherface on set for the first time, I guess, what was that first interaction for you? Just seeing the whole guy in costume and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a little bit shocking, because I'd seen the original movie, so I knew like what Leatherface looked like, but this is obviously a new incarnation. Gonna have its
Yeah.
own little twists, whatever. Um, but I'd only seen Mark Burnham, who plays Leatherface in this one. I'd met him on the plane ride over, and then I think he probably had a lot to deal with internally playing a role like this, so like kind of
Yeah.
kept to himself. Um, but yeah, the first time I saw him on set, I was just like, ooh, it's a little freaky. This guy's gonna be Roman. Okay, but it really played into my experience.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oops, sorry, I have the phone going.
All good.
Anyways, no.
And I want to ask about one of the standout sequences in the movie, which is the whole bus scene. I mean, it's in the
Mm,
trailer. It's just mayhem. I mean, can you just talk a little bit about what it was like filming that? Everyone's in
ooh.
such close quarters, blood everywhere, body parts flying. Just what was that
Yeah,
like?
I mean, I think before we even get to the horror stuff, there's already the kind of COVID scare of it, because that was like we had a very good COVID team who kept everyone safe. I don't think we had any
Yeah.
cases on the set. A little bit the scare of COVID, just maybe just even psychologically, because I hadn't been like in that close proximity to so many people in so long.
Yeah.
But we had a great COVID team. Everything was totally fine, very safe. Love them. Um, but yeah, that was I'm trying to think how many days we spent shooting it because it felt like a long time, but I think it was maybe maximum 3 days,
Okay.
which is still quite a bit for a scene like that. But there was a lot of choreography and a lot of like, okay, we need this group of people and we're shuffling the camera in, and then we have to change angles to everyone out, and then blah, blah, blah. So I think that probably took up a lot of time, but it was really fun. The hard part, the hardest part for me at least was when I got knocked to the ground and then I'm like just in that pool of blood. Um, that was a lot. And also, there's that kind of moment where I'm a little bit reliving my trauma, and then and then Lila makes the choice to get up again, and that was like,
Mhm.
almost very great out environment, but sometimes hard to get in that headspace because everyone is so lovely, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, are you okay? Like, I'm like, I'm so sorry, I need to like be not okay for a moment though. So yeah.
And how is it for you to have some more of those like those badass moments? You do get up, you're ready to fight again, you're walking around with the guns. Just how is that like? Because that seems a little different
Yeah.
than what you're used to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I'm usually like the total nerdo loser. So it's great to, finally bust out my guns.
Mhm.
Um, Figuratively and literally. Um, yeah, and it's like, it's whatever. It's almost a very beautiful moment, a little bit. At least the idea of me like coming out there ready to fight, because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, wow, I've had this like really long internal journey about my own previous trauma and everything that's happening now. And like, I've made peace with myself and I love my sister and I'm going to fight for her. And then it just completely goes wrong. And it's like just tying in the dark comedy elements of the movie.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that whole internal journey was very important to me. So it was nice to have some peaks.
Lastly, I did want to ask about my best friend's Exorcism. I love
Mm.
that book. I can't wait for the movie. Just how has it
Uh,
been filming that, and how different is it from some of the other horror work you've done?
yeah, filming that was so amazing. And we had done some reshoots on this Texas Chainsaw, and then I flew
Mm.
directly from Bulgaria to go shoot that. So it was kind of still in the horror mindset. Yeah, it's a really beautiful movie. I love Damon Thomas, the director. He's done a bunch of stuff for Killing Eve, and he's so talented. And like Amaya Miller, who plays Gretchen, is so amazing. Um, yeah, and I mean, I think there's a lot of similarities in that there's like the comedy and horror, but that one is a lot more it's a lot more I'm hesitant to say coming of age, because I think people kind of say that about any movie that has like teenagers. They're like, well,
Yeah.
it's a coming of age. And it's like, I don't know. There's an exorcism. But it's very fun, and it's like there's a lot of heart in it. And so, a lot of heart in Texas Chainsaw too, but maybe in different places.
Bleeding ones.
Yes.
All right. That is all I have for you, but thank you so much. I can't wait for more people to see this. And like I said, I can't wait for my best friend's Exorcism too.
Oh,
So
well, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
have a good one.
You too. Bye.